There are plenty of videos about Westhaven, but if you're buying new construction, here's one critical matter that none of them mention. Here's the problem. You may have found your perfect house, think you've got time to negotiate, yet you could lose it to another party you didn't even know was interested. In this video, I'm going to discuss buying new homes in Westhaven and how you have to understand the process, or you could waste a lot of time and end up disappointed. Unlike buying a resale property where your own buyer's agent would write your offer and submit it directly to the seller's agent, if you're buying new construction in Westhaven, it has to go through Westhaven Realty and the team of agents there who represent the builders. So you would convey to them through your agent, or either directly if you don't have one, all your information, your purchase offer, your name, your day you want to close, and they would write it up and send you the link for DocuSign. Once you have signed it, at that point, then it would go to the builder for their review. Now, here's the problem, and it's one of overlapping offers. So the agent you're working with at Westhaven may not be aware that their colleague the previous weekend also wrote up an offer on that same property for completely different buyers. And that offer is out there somewhere in their inbox waiting for them to sign it. Now, maybe they will sign it, maybe they won't, but that house is still available until an offer is presented to the builder, which the builder accepts. The same agent could have even written an offer on the house that you're interested a couple of days before. They have no way of knowing if the other parties that have expressed an interest are actually going to follow through and sign the documentation. But equally, you could have spent weeks looking at houses, narrowed it down to the one, and have no idea that there are other interested parties out there imminently about to sign. It's unclear to me whether the new buyer's intent to move forward with an offer gets conveyed to the original interested party, because I've had this happen a couple of times where my buyers have been interested, we've gone forward to write the offer, they're maybe negotiating one or two things, and then suddenly we've had news out of nowhere that the people that were interested last weekend have suddenly signed the contract and the house is no longer available. One buyer of mine in particular spent quite a lot of time wanting a fridge thrown in, wanting blinds thrown in. And I told them builders don't do this, but they wanted to try and negotiate the best deal possible. And this took longer. And there was a few backwards and forwards. And then suddenly we got news, someone else has signed on the house. Had they known that, they wouldn't have spent that time going backwards and forwards. They wouldn't have asked for the extra things to be thrown in. But unfortunately, the other party beat them to it. I want to be very clear, in no way is this video intended to disparage the agents at Westhaven. They are fantastic professionals who do a great job, and I've known most of them for years and worked with them for years. But here's the problem. When I or they tell an interested buyer that there are lots of other interested parties, this house is popular, it's not going to last, often we just come across as looking salesy and looking like we're trying to pressure the buyer into making a fast decision. And that's not the case. We want them to have the facts. We don't want them to miss out on a house that they're really interested in. And so there's a really fine line between, encouraging your client to move as quickly as possible, but also letting them do what they feel is right, even though they may miss out on a very popular home. This situation of overlapping offers isn't exclusive to Westhaven. In theory, it could happen in any new construction subdivision. However, in my experience, it has only happened to my buyers in Westhaven. And I think that's because of the size of the community, the number of agents working at Westhaven Realty, and the sheer popularity of the community. It's the only place where it's actually happened to my buyers, where they've been beaten out a couple of times by parties we didn't even know existed. So here's the final takeaway. If you're buying new construction in Westhaven, don't assume there aren't other possible multiple parties interested in the same house you're interested in. Don't assume you've got all the time in the world to negotiate. If you want to move forward with the house, get a contract written up. And most importantly, don't sit on it in your inbox for a week, because you may find that as soon as you show interest, someone else signs it quickly. So the important thing is to work with an agent like me that understands the process there, be decisive and act fast. But if you're thinking of making a move anywhere in the greater Nashville area, give me a call, get in touch. I'd love to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Nashville and Williamson County real estate content.